Hello, Cheapskaters. Welcome to Tuesday Night Show on Wednesday. My name is Kath. Sorry, I was just making sure I have volume. My name's Kath, and I'm the creator of the Cheapskates Club, where our goal is to live life debt-free, cashed up, and laughing. Even in these chaotic times that are 2024, cost of living crisis, whatever the world throws at us, we can live within our means, and we can do it with a smile on our faces. I'm really pleased you joined me tonight, and I do apologise about last night, but I'll explain what happened. I'm sure you'll sympathise with me. But anyway, I know we've got some people watching. We've got 14 people watching. Yay, that's really good considering I've got to stand up for a minute. My leg is in a cramp. It's been one of those days. Okay, so I can go up and I can say Tabitha was first. Welcome, Tabitha. I'm glad you could join us tonight. Hello, Delaney. Thank you so much for jumping on tonight and helping out. I really, really appreciate it. Is it storming up your way? We have just finished a huge thunderstorm. We've had thunderstorms all day, one after the other, to the point where the rain was so heavy that on the side of the house, just you can't see it, but it's only about 3 meters away. The gutters just couldn't cope with it, and it was just pouring off the roof down. I wanted to run out and put buckets and barrels and things under to catch it, because I'm pretty sure in a couple of weeks we'll be crying out for rain. It has been shocking and so hot, so hot and humid. Anyway, hello Jenny. Hi Maureen. You had some big storms over your side of town too. Hello, Cheryl. I loved your apron. It was so pretty. If anyone wants to see, Cheryl posted a pic of her new apron she made in the Tuesday Afternoon Club, which is Annabelle's Tuesday Afternoon Club on Facebook. Hello, Mary. Glad you could all join us. Hi, Annabelle. Very grateful you could join us tonight. Hope you've had rain too. I saw you got 24 mils, 22 mils. Which was really nice. Daniel Berrigan Sports Highlights. Glad you could join us. And Aim B, Kelly, Eve. Hi, Eve. Did you find those little label doodads you were after? I've had mine for so long. And just hadn't used them, but I got them off Amazon. I'm pretty sure I asked you, I mentioned that. Hello, Suzanne. Useful rain, but no storm. Friends, 25 kilometres towards Melbourne. Had a downpour and a half. Yeah, it hasn't stopped here. It started early this morning, like it was before daylight, so before 5. And it was really heavy. The rain, it woke me up, and it rained and rained and rained. I didn't think it was going to stop. It stopped about 6:30ish, just as we were getting up. Started again just as Wayne was leaving for work at 7:30. Rained for about an hour, and it was solid. It was like solid rain. It wasn't drizzle, or it was solid rain. And the thunder rolled through. Thankfully, we haven't had lightning. We've had lots of thunder though, and wind. Oh my giddy aunt. I thought we were going to lose the house at one stage. It's been really crazy weather. Hello, Michelle. Yes, Cheryl's apron is gorgeous. Annabelle. Hi, Beverly. An inch of rain. Woohoo! That's a nice. That will do your garden so much. Good. I don't know what it is about rain, and I know some people say rain is dirty water because it has the pollution and whatever in it, but oh my gosh, doesn't the garden perk up after rain? You can water it all day, every day with tap water, but a good rain shower and soaking just really does it well. Oh, Eve. Do you have an ice pack on it? Oh my goodness. Take care. Oh my gosh. I bet it hurt too. I would have cried. Hello, Sandra. And Fiona. All the presents are wrapped. And Outback 6. And Delaney's, oh, there's small comments coming in fast than I can. Hello, Lisa. And hi, Melissa. Okay, I do apologise last night, guys. I was more organised last night than I am tonight, and you will see in a moment when I drop the camera down just how disorganised I am tonight. But yesterday morning I was up really early and I was out the door really early, and I was at Tasman Butchers because they had mince for $8.99 a kilo, which is even cheaper than Costco, which is cheapest around at the moment. And chicken fillets for $5.99. Now, we didn't really need chicken fillets as an urgent matter, but I did need mince because it has been so expensive, and because I haven't been going to Costco, I need a reason to travel that far to get there. So I hadn't been buying it. I'd just been using what I had canned or dehydrated. And I was getting really low, and I was actually starting to panic, because every time Tasman's had that $8.99 sale in the last couple of months, we've been away and I haven't been actually able to get to it for one reason or another. So yesterday I was off and I was over there and I brought it all home and I processed the chicken and got it all done. And then I made meatballs and got them in the oven. So I did 4 kilos of mince into the meatballs, put them in the oven to cook. Processed the mince as I did, put it all in the jars, packed the canner, and by then it was like 3:30 in the afternoon. Oh my gosh, this canner, I actually thought the canner would still be going when I was doing the show. So the canner finished just after 6, because by the time it comes up to temp steam and you let it vent for 10 minutes, then it's got to build up the pressure. Then you've got the 75 minutes of processing time. And then you've got to let it to drop pressure and cool down or whatever. It takes a long time. It's not hands-on, but it's time. Anyway, turned it off and it was dropping pressure. And just before it hit the 0 pressure, I heard this ping. And I went, one of the jars is sealed already. Didn't pay much notice to it. And so what I do is I leave it for 5 minutes after it's hit that 0 pressure to make sure it actually is at 0. Then I take the jiggler off and then I crack the lid and to slightly lift it, tilt it a bit, and I leave it for 10 minutes. And that's just to sort of condition the jars, I guess is the word, so that there's no great, huge, taking them from a steaming hot canner to a cold breadboard, no shock. It gives them time to acclimate a little bit. Then I took the lid right off, and what a mess I had. Oh my goodness. A jar, just one jar, and it was actually on the top because I double stacked them. One jar had popped its lid and ring. The ring was right off. The lid was right off. I've never had that before. Never had that before. I've had a jar break once, but I've never had that before. I thought, oh my goodness, what a mess. And all the jars were covered in bits of mince and it was just everywhere. I just could not cope with it. So I went, I can't do this. I have to get it out and get them and clean them. And no, it was too much. I couldn't cope with it, and it was really hot and humid. So there's only so many dramas I can cope with in a day. That was one too many. So I do apologise, but all the rest sealed properly. They're all washed, labelled, and in the cupboard. So that's really good. Oh, Barb, I had tech issues too. Don't you worry about it. Last week I had the black screen of death. I thought for a minute, we were just about to go live and it just went black. I had to restart everything. It was a disaster. Anyway, I'm glad you have your tech back. So I'm very, very disorganized, and I wanted to show you some different ways of packaging things, just little things. I've taken photos of the big things and I will put them on the website, but just the little things that anyone can do that don't take a lot of time, don't take a lot of money. Use what you have is my favorite thing at the moment. And a lot of it is recycled or repurposed or redesigned. So I don't know where to start. I'll just tip you down and see how we go. And let me see if I can tip you right down. And here we go. Wow, can you see everything? Yes. Okay. It's a big muddly mess. I'm leaving this clear because I want to use it. We have some little people that we are gifting Knitting Nancy's to. So cardboard in the back, the Knitting Nancy with some ribbons, and it's just in a cello bag with a hole through it, and we tied it with a ribbon. Super simple, super simple, but it looks nicer than just in the cardboard packaging. And I know that little people don't worry so much about presentation of packages, but Auntie Kath does. So we like to change things up just a little bit. Look, the cello bags, the cellophane bags, you can get from Kmart. You can get them from your $2 shop. You don't need to spend a lot of money on them. Reject Shop has them. Cheapest Chips has them. Kmart has them. I don't know about Target because they've got a lot of Kmart stuff now. I don't know. Big W, you can get them all over the place in the craft or stationery section. They are so versatile for just about anything. But that's just a simple little thing that you can actually do for anything. That could be a perfume. It could be a lip balm. It could be anything that you like, and you just put it in the bag to fit. So that was one that costs, I don't know, probably cost about 3 cents, because we had the cardstock, we had the ribbon. We save ribbons. I save ribbons. I iron them out. I save them. I wind them on spools and keep them. So we had the ribbon. Oh my, what is a Knitting Nancy? Am I showing my age? A Knitting Nancy it's a little, well, we used to use them with dolly pegs, but dolly pegs are really hard to get these days. So it's can you see? It's got, we used to put nails in the top of a dolly peg, and then you loop, I'll show you. You start off with a knot and you loop it around the nails, and you lift, a bit like knitting. And it was just called a Knitting Nancy. Now these have got little faces on them, so I guess that's why they're called Knitting Nancy's. I don't know, but we used to use dolly pegs. Am I really that old that you don't know what a Knitting Nancy is? Oh my. So tomboy stitch. Yep, I agree with Barb. 2025 is the year of using what we have. That's one of the challenges I've been working on 2025 for the Cheapskates Club. This last year has been really stressful for us with different things happening. Next year we've got quite a lot happening. I've made a lot of changes. Some of you may have had an email about those changes today. If you didn't get it, don't worry, because if you didn't get it, you weren't supposed to. No great drama, but old cotton reels, yes. The wooden cotton reels were just gorgeous if you could get them. I keep an eye out in op shops for the wooden cotton reels all the time. Suzanne remembers them. Cool. So that was just one little thing. And I thought, we don't give extravagant gifts to these little people. I just like to have something for them. I just like to give them something. So a little, it didn't cost a lot. Yes, we did buy it. It didn't cost a lot. And it came from a $2 shop. And they're fun. And you know what? I can remember making great long strings with my knitting Nancy and calling them scarves. They would be meters and meters in those days, yards, long, and called them scarves. Another thing that I do, and I'm pretty sure I've shown you these before. You've all seen these little, where am I? These little pouches that we do. But I want to show you how to make the little pouch because it's really super simple and a lot of fun. I carry these in my handbag. So when I go to the doctor, I can give one to each of the receptionists. When I go to the post office, I give Sue 3 for the people in the post office because I have the best post office people in the whole wide world, I am sure. They are just delightful and they go out of their way to help me. In shops, it's just a little something. The tea bags, the little candy canes, I don't know, it probably costs under, the tea bags are 10 for $3.50, so they're 35 cents. The candy canes are about 10 cents. It probably costs about 55 cents to make. And it's just a little something that's nice to have at church. Give it to the shut-ins that come, shut-ins, that's an awful term, isn't it? But the older people that come to church that might seem a bit lonely, need cheering up, or the young mum who looks a bit stressed and needs something to cheer her up. Neighbours, drop them in the letterbox. They're easy. And it's called a diaper fold. I think because it's supposed to look a bit like a nappy. But it's super, super simple. And you make it from a square of paper. You can use any paper you like. I'm using designer series paper out of my stash. You can use gift wrap. You could use printer paper, coloured copier paper, whatever you've got, as long as it's not too stiff. And that's just because we've got to fold it. It makes it really thick and clunky. So I'm going to show you how to make one. This one is made out of a 6x6, a 15 centimetre by 15 centimetre piece of paper. Let's try a slightly bigger one. What paper do I use? I choose pretty paper. Oh, this one's pretty. I like this one. It's best if you choose paper that doesn't actually have a definite direction on it. Fold it into a triangle. Crease. Okay. Bring one corner up until it's parallel. Don't press it down. Bring the other one over until it's parallel. Don't press anything down yet. Take this first flap. Can you see? I need to go this way a bit. Take this first flap, fold it down. Nope. So you want to bring this one over a bit. Bring that one down. There we go. And then when it lines up, you can fold it all down. Like so. How easy is that? Now, you can leave it like that. But you know what? Like Brill cream, a little dab of glue will hold it in place. There's your pouch. You can pop whatever you like in the pouch. And the glue I'm using is Art Glitter Glue. And it's got no glitter in it. It's just white craft glue. It's the world's best glue, I think. You burnish your edges. And that's your diaper fold or your nappy fold pouch. How simple was that? I'm going to do another one. Choose the pattern that you want to be on the outside up. So do I want to do it this way? Or do I want to do it this way? Because I'm going to use this, so I'm thinking about, okay, bring it down, line it up, crease it. Doesn't matter which side you do first, but just bring it over. Make sure it's sort of parallel. Don't push anything down yet. Bring it over. Keeping it parallel. Hold it down. Oh, perfect. There we go. So, ta-da! That's a bigger one. Now this one will hold biscuits, it will hold handkerchiefs, it will hold socks, it will hold face scrubbies, it will hold all sorts of things that you can put in that pouch. Doesn't necessarily have to be a food gift. And again, you can use whatever paper, wrapping paper. It is a great way to use up all those rolls of old wrapping paper that we don't want to use for wrapping our presents anymore. Use it to do the little, wrap your individual presents, especially good if you're doing hampers. Put things in tea bags, coffee bags. I like to get the Robert Tim's coffee bags when they're on half price. They're really good. You can put a half a dozen in there with some sugar sticks. They're not called sugar sticks, but you know, the long skinny sugar packets you can get. Put those in, maybe some individual Tim Tams. It's a nice thing. Pack it full of sewing notions, pack it full of face care, whatever. But it's a fun way to package something. And with these little ones that we put the tea bag in, all I did was punched out a little shape and stamped it, and it just says Merry Christmas for these little individual ones. Now these are good to go into hampers too. And honestly, they're fun to do and they're really, really quick. I can churn out dozens of these of an evening just sitting listening to a YouTube video. So they're really easy to do. As long as your paper is square, you're set. And they are for any occasion. So this one I have in mind. This is baby paper, baby girl paper. I'll do it while I'm talking to you. I will burnish this. It's such pretty paper. Bring it across. Make sure it's parallel. Bring it across. Make sure it's parallel. Bring that down. My goal is to line the point with the point. So that's why, and keep that parallel. Bring it down. There we go. That can probably go over a wee bit. There we go. Done. This one's for a baby shower gift, which is some little soft bamboo face scrubbies and some trimmed face washes. I was trying to think. Mind went blank. It's been a very stressful couple of days. Okay. I love that idea. Eve's idea. When her boys were at school, at primary school, she used to crochet pencil bookmarks and give one to each child in the class. We're coming to that time of year when it's Christmas class time. I need to put these up here so I don't, so I didn't glue this down, so I don't lose them because I need them tomorrow. There we go. That time of year where we need to start thinking about teacher gifts and classroom gifts and Christmas cards for kids. I've got next week we've got a whole lot of ideas on the website for Christmas craft. I need to go to bed. Christmas cards for kids. Easy ones that don't cost a lot, that the kids can make without you having to do too much for them. Another fun thing is these are called sour cream containers. I don't know why they're called sour cream containers, but they're called sour cream containers, probably because I like these. These hold a few little mini shortbreads. I use the little tiny brown paper chocolate patty pans. They're really, really small, and for hazelnut shortbreads that go into those are really nice. But again, it could be a lip balm, it could be a perfume, it could be hand sanitizers, it could be hair tidies, it could be colored pencils, it could be anything. You know, those little mini colored pencils, it could be anything that go into those. And again, they're really easy to make from any size piece of paper. Oh, this one's pretty. Look at the sparkle in that. So we are going to sort of find the center. I like to do this just because it's my, I'll close that down so you can see what I'm doing. Find the center because we're going to fold it in, just overlap it just a little bit. And I use tape for this. Overlap it just a little bit. It's double-sided tape from Kmart. It's fantastic. 2 rolls for $2. And it's the best double-sided tape I've ever used. And I've used lots of double-sided tape in my lifetime. Fold it over. And then just bring it over like, nope, before I do that, I want to go halfway and halfway so that we can seal the bottoms. I've stacked a bench, doesn't matter. Bring it over, fold it over like so to form a tube. So we've got our tube. Now we're going to pull off the tape on the inside, if I can get the tape on the inside off. Sunny boys, yes, Eve, it does, I bet. Oh, there we go. What was I saying about the best double-sided tape I've ever used? I can't find the end of it. Oh, I can't get my finger under the end of it. Okay. There we go. And there we go. Squash it down like so. And this one goes this way. So I need to take the tape off. Take the cover off the tape. That's better. Okay. And squash it in the opposite direction. It's closed up with nothing, you know. Some days, folks, I shouldn't be allowed out on my own. Today is probably one of them. Sour cream containers, again, any size, as big as you want your paper to be. If it's going to be for something fairly big and maybe heavy, use cardstock, because you're not actually, there's no real creases in this anywhere except that are on the bottom ends, so your cardstock isn't going to crack. So you can use whatever cardstock you've got. If you're a scrapbooker or a card maker and you've got 12 by 12, you can make one out of that. Or you can use your bigger project cards. What's it called? Craft card? You know, the big sheets that we used to get for school projects. You can make it out of that for anything. Put some labels on it. Put a ribbon on it. Do something super extravagant with curling ribbon. Whatever you like. But they don't cost much. They don't take long to do. And it's just a different way of packaging a parcel, a present, be it small or large. It doesn't have to be anything particularly difficult. All right. Little boxes. Little decorated boxes. This one fits under there like this and opens like this. These are little book boxes. They are come in a pack of 10. And you just put them together. Can't see straight either. And then slide it in. There we go. And decorate them however you want. I've put paper on the outside. I've put a bit of ephemera on the front. I put some bling on it with some little sparklies out of my stash. A little die cut that I punched out. That's that one. There's another one, different paper, Christmas paper, again with some ephemera out of my stash. Super simple to do. So jewelry, money, my mind's gone blank. I was about to say something. Jewelry, money, something that's gone. Oh my gosh. I'll think of it and tell you. Little book boxes. Now you can buy the blanks. I'll happily give you a link to buy the blanks, but you can make them yourself. Make them yourself. It's a simple box base with a book binding cover and a tab. Simple. You don't have to buy them if you don't want to. Just saying, I would never stop you. I would never stop you, but I will happily put the link to my store where I sell them, but you don't have to. You can do these yourself. Again, they can cost as much or as little as you want them to be. They can take as long or be as fast as you like in terms of decorating. They're really easy to do and perfect. Again, if you're going to do your own, you can make them bigger for bigger things. Spa sets. Make a bigger one that's roughly probably 5 by 7. I don't know what that is in centimeters. 5 inches is, I don't know, it's beyond me tonight. 5 by 7 and make it for a spa set. If you're really fancy, you could cut the front of the box out and cover it with acetate so that people can see into it and have it see-through. Little chocolates. I do know these hold three or four of the individual Cadbury chocolates. Thinking different things, different ways of doing things. This is another way of doing a gift. This is just a doily, an op shop doily tied with lace. I didn't put pins in it. I didn't put glue in it. I just wrapped the book found a doily that fits the book, wrapped the book, folded the ends in, folded the sides in, wrapped the lace around it, and used the doily. So it's 2 gifts in one. And use the doily with some lace for the gift. You can see, because this has such a pretty cover on it, I don't know if it'll show up on the video, but you can see the pretty paper through because the book has such a pretty cover on it. And that paper shines through the doily. It's just another way of presenting something. You don't have to do a book. You could do pretty hankies. You could do a set of doilies. You could do a set of crocheted coasters or placemats and wrap them in a doily. It doesn't have to be round. It could be rectangular or square, whatever you can find at the op shop. It doesn't even have to be a lacy one. It could be linen. Some of the older hand embroidered linen doilies and tray sets are just gorgeous. And they make beautiful wrapping. Again, I don't stick them and I don't put pins in them. I have rolls of this lace. It's just nylon lace. That was actually my mother's. I don't know where she got it from, but it was in her cupboard for as long as I can remember, from when I was a little girl. And I use this for tying my parcels. For anything I don't want to stick or put a pin in or a staple, I use this lace. Look for your laces at the op shop. They might only be big enough to tie one parcel for 5 cents, but that's fine. You don't need to, I'm getting a message. What am I saying? Thank you, Eve. Eve said 5 by 7 is 12.5 by 17.5. I could not do that sum, and yet I know that an inch is 25 mil. I could not do that sum. So use your doilies, or not your doilies, but use doilies for wrapping. They make it really pretty. On that note, they don't have to be cotton. Use paper doilies. Use brown paper and stick a white paper doily on it with your gift tag on the paper doily. Then you can wrap it with raffia or string or twine and give it a more primitive look, rustic. Is that the word I want? You just have to think outside the square. The other thing that you can do is make little boxes. Again with a cello bag, but this is just a little box. It's been cut with wavy scissors to give a wavy end. It's got a little piece of paper on the front that says a bit stamped with "From Your House to Ours" in a cello bag tied with ribbon. The bottle has a herb mix in it. And around its neck, it just has, tied with string, a little tag, and it says cumin and coriander spice mix. This one is. On the back, there's ingredients, in case anyone needs to know. That's a nice way to present something like that. It's just a little piece of ribbon, a little tiny string of ribbon that I'm not going to be able to get straightened back up. There we go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Boxes. I love making boxes. They are the easiest thing in the world to make. Boxes and bags. And they're so, so versatile. Okay. So how easy was that? So if you're doing spice mixes, you might be doing a set of different spice mixes, taco seasoning, Cajun seasoning, whatever. Or you could be doing the flavored salts, rosemary salt, the mushroom salt, all those sorts of things in little jars. Put them in a little box, put the box in, make a box to suit, put them in the box, put them in a cellophane bag, and tie it with a ribbon, and it's done. How easy is that? Super, super simple, but it looks really nice. And I know if you go at this time of year to the high-end type stores, they are full of this sort of thing, and they charge a fortune for it. I can't tie that. I'll put it back there. They charge a fortune for them. Now, that jar of spice mix, or that little bottle of spice mix, would not be expensive to make, especially you could go to, if you buy spices in bulk, I buy my spices in bulk, so I have them on hand, mix them up. It's very inexpensive to do. It would be probably about $4, if that. So very, very inexpensive. But if you've got someone that's a cook, it's a good gift, but it's also a really nice way to present parcels, a present. The other thing you can do is just plain paper bags and jazz them up. These have been stamped with a stamp, a little die cut on the front, a little die cut with the sentiment, some ribbon, some little pieces of bling, can you see? And aren't they just gorgeous? How pretty are they? Paper bags. Paper bags are good wrapping. And in this day and age, when we're all very conscious of waste, especially with paper, this sort of thing works really, really well. So don't look past brown paper bags, white paper bags. Look in the party section for coloured paper bags. I don't have any here, but they work really well for wrapping. And of course, you can always repurpose last year's gift bags. You can jazz them up a wee bit. You can change things. If they've got really nice pictures on the front, but the rest of the bag's looking a bit tacky, cut the picture out and stick it onto a brown paper shopping bag. Both Coles and Woolworths are doing the brown paper shopping bags. I don't have one here. That can be recovered and repurposed as gift bags really, really easily. And I'm thinking that one of them might even be doing Christmas designs on them already. So there you go. I'm just catching up on the comments. So don't discount paper bags as wrapping. Where did I see? I think it was Tuesday Afternoon Club. Someone had some really lovely paper bags that they had used. I'm sure it was Tuesday Afternoon Club paper bags. On that note, make the bags. They're easy enough to make. I have a lot of paper. I have a very lot of paper, folks. You can't see me, but I have a lot of paper. Making gift bags is easy. And that's made out of just one sheet of paper. I've got a smaller one around somewhere. Where did I put it? There we go. A teeny one that doesn't have to be a bag. It can be just a little pouchy thing. And you can staple it across the top or glue it across the top. Think about what you've got in your stash. What Christmas papers, wrapping papers do you have that you don't want to use to wrap parcels, but would make a good gift bag? Save your cereal boxes. If you want them to stand up, save your cereal boxes or cardboard from something and cut the strip to go in the bottom, so the bottom will stand out. And then, if you really want to, you can fill it with shreds. I stole these out of Hannah's room. She has them. I use I cheat and I go to the shredder and I fill the bottom with shreds out of my shredder, and then over the top will go some tissue paper. So depending on what the gift is, it might be quarter full or third full. It could even be half full with shreds and tissue paper, and then the present over the top. And then you can either leave it like that, you can tie the handles, you could staple it closed if you don't want them to see what it is. But make your bags. Again, they're super easy. The instructions will be on my website. But super simple, and they only take a couple of minutes to make, and you don't need any special tools. If you have a pair of scissors and a ruler, you can do it. It helps if you have perhaps a scalpel, a Stanley knife, something like that would be good. If you've got a paper trimmer, you're set. You can do them. They're easy to do. And I like making bags and boxes because I like things to be pretty. Little envelopes. Here you go. This is just a little paper envelope. Now this one's just this one has tea and coffee in it. But it's just paper, fold it up, just paper, nothing special. You could put a scarf in that, you could put hankies in it, you could put a pair of socks in it, you could put a notebook and pen in it, a pretty notebook and pen in it, you could put a little diary or a planner in it, all sorts of things, whatever. But it is just a little envelope, and it's got a little piece of double-sided sticky that just goes there, and it's just to make it so it can open and so it untacks. You all know to do the arm trick on your sticky. If you want to use double-sided sticky or glue dots and you want to be able to open without tearing the paper, stick it on your arm or on the leg of your trousers or something a few times. It will still stick down, but it will open too. So you can do that. This camera's being a real pain tonight. Sorry, folks. Okay. All right. You've seen the toolbox before, the drawer, or chocolates or biscuits or shortbreads or pens or tools, because it is a toolbox. I don't have the sewing box here. I've turned one into a sewing box, and in the drawer was a little sewing kit. A fun way to present something. And it's sort of a bit of a reusable little caddy too. It could be a little makeup purse. You could turn it into a makeup purse and put some little toiletries or travel toiletries or whatever in there. Whatever you've got. If you've got those little things that need to be wrapped, that's a way to do it. They are fun to do. The Tim Tam box. This one's not decorated. This is my template for Tim Tam box. A packet of Tim Tams fits in there. Fold it over, and it actually goes this way. It opens like this. You decorate it however you want. You can put a packet of Tim Tams in there. But there's also the instructions for one that fits a Lindt chocolate. A block of Lindt chocolate is one that I do that fits a block of Cadbury chocolate. I need to recheck those measurements because the block of Cadbury chocolate's changed in size. But a nice way, if you just, okay, if you are giving someone a block of chocolate, just giving them a block of chocolate is nice. It makes it a bit more special if it's presented in something that looks a little more extravagant. So those boxes, and you'll get, yeah, they're on the website. They're really quick and easy. They take probably at the most 10 minutes to put together. They really are easy and very, very simple. I love that idea. Hello, Alison. Oh, because it's 50 years this year, Cyclone Tracy, isn't it? Christmas Eve. Okay. Glad you could join us. Green apple. For a baby gift, I've wrapped a dress in reused paper. Yes. Tied a baby bib around the parcel with ribbon. How cute. I love that idea. I love that idea. If we think outside, a piece of paper and sticky tape, there's so many different ways we can wrap things and present things that don't cost any more than that piece of wrapping paper and sticky tape. They're really, really fun ways to do things. And first impressions count. I know I'm going to tilt you up on, you can't see me, but first impressions count. And if you just hand over, if I was going to say, I've got a little gift for you, there you go, and give you this little packet of sweeties, well, that's a nice little gift. But, and I was thinking of these more for the school type gifts. If we say, we've got a little gift for you, here you go, and the sweeties are in a little gift carrier, how much nicer is it? It's a little bit more special. Now, these little gift carriers, if anyone wants to know, this is a punch. This is a little punch. I can put a link to it down below. But really, really cute. But for the crafter out there, if you have someone who does paper crafting, uses glue a lot, they might be scrapbookers or card makers or journal makers or whatever, and they use a lot of double-sided tape or a lot of glue, then a glue eraser will fit in there. And I can tell you a glue eraser makes a whole world of difference. If you're a paper crafter and you know how frustrating it is to have worked on something and you've got that splotch of glue on the edge of your card or in the middle of your scrapbook layout or right where the ribbon finishes on your journal. A glue eraser. You can get them off Amazon. You can get them from craft shops. You can get them at art shops. They're not very expensive. They're $1.50 each, I think. But absolutely amazing things. But a glue eraser will fit. And it actually makes a glue eraser look like a nicer present than giving someone a glue eraser. Although, if they are a paper crafter, they will really appreciate it. Just saying, folks. So, little boxes, just think outside the box. Here's another one, same little punch on the front. Just a little, this one opens like so. It's a little, I think this is called bag in a box. So it's a little box base. Oops, I've unstuck it. That wasn't a very good cap. Little box base that's wrapped in a piece. Fancy edge on the top. Little bit of twine through it to hold it closed. And now I've taken the twine out. Will I get it back through? Because this twine is stranded. It's got glitter in it, and the glitter likes to come undone. Okay, there we go. Got it. To do it up. Easy. What will go in there? A packet of mints, a couple of individual Tim Tams, whatever you like, really. Whatever you like. Like these little ones that we made last year. I think these were 12 days, one of the 12 days of stocking stuffers last year. These little ones, simple. These hold a Ferrero Rocher. Again, these are like little co-worker, see a little hole in there, co-worker, schoolmates, whatever, that you want to give something little to, but you don't want to just hand over the Ferrero Rocher. So there you go. Lint balls, or the Lindor balls, little things like that. The other thing is gift bags. This stuff came from Spotlight on clearance a couple of years ago. They make little gift bags, really super simple. Again, bags can be made in any size and they are reusable. You can make them out of just plain calico. You can make them out of linen, coloured linen, denim, whatever. You can embellish them with monograms. You could applicate pictures onto them, names, whatever you like. Or you can just leave them like they are and give the bag with the gift. I know a lot of grandmas who give the bags, and then after Christmas they get the bags back to be reused next year. I love that idea. Hannah has a bag that came from my auntie. It goes back, comes back, comes and goes. It's really nice. It has a bit of history to it, and it has a story to it. So bags are not to be discounted. And honestly, a bag is really easy to do. It's just a piece of fabric sewn at the top. This one's folded over, so it's just sewn at the sides, folded over, and you've got a casing for your tie. If you don't want to do it like that, just fold the hem over and then gather it up and tie the ribbon around the outside. If your sewing skills aren't doing it up to a casing, don't worry about it. You can do something else with it. There are ways around all these things. Okay. We're lagging. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to be lagging. What is a pinch? Punch. And what was I looking at? These. A punch, a paper punch. That's what you're looking at. It's a little house-shaped paper punch. So you put your paper in and give it a punch, and out comes the shape. That's what that is. And then it's just plain at the back. It's been coloured and decorated at the front. Super simple. Yeah. All right. So does that answer your question? I'll put a picture on the website for you, so you can see what I mean. All right. Doorbell at 8:29 p.m. Oh, I'm not alone tonight, so I don't have to worry about it. Piece of paper in a cello bag with a soap sack in it. I always put the soap in the soap sack. People walking around everywhere now. I wonder who it is. Oh gosh, I always put soap in the soap sack when I give it. I knit these. These are really simple. The pattern's on the website. But this one has, oh, a white dove bar. No wonder it smelled nice when I opened it. I forgot what I was. Some of them got pink ones in them from when I had the pink dove bars. There you go. But you could give it like that. You could hand it over like that. But if it's on its own, it's nicer in a little bit of packaging. So choose something that you like. I've got butterflies on this paper. Pop it in. And a little bit of paper at the back, or cardboard, or whatever you like. See, we are lagging badly tonight, aren't we? Sorry, guys. I just noticed that. It just lifts it a bit, finishes it, makes it look a little bit more professional. I did the same thing for some of these little lavender sachets that I'm gifting. They just look a little bit, can't smell it through the cellophane. This one is the eucalyptus and lemongrass. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. So nice. When we did our craft fair a couple of weeks ago, we sold so many of these. So many of these. And I'm pretty sure it was the fact that it was eucalyptus and lemongrass that sold, because they were just gorgeous. But it just makes it a little bit, I don't know, a little bit different perhaps than just the lavender sachet or the scented sachet on its own. Okay. Combining things is good. This is just a little, it's Christmas recipes. I don't know if you can see it because it's gold. So it's just a little flip album, and it's got place for a photo, place for the recipe, all the way through it. For Christmas recipes, but combine it with a wooden spoon. And again, I would, why is it? Why is it? Sorry, it's flashing messages at me. I would tie it with ribbon, and tie it with ribbon, and it would probably go in a hamper with maybe some repurposed Makona jars with some ingredients in them to make one of the recipes, or a recipe in a jar type thing. But just doing things differently. So like this, a jar. I would put utensils on the front here. I've spray painted this with chalk paint. Utensils, put some utensils in it and tie it up. That's the way to do it. Okay, I'm running out of oomph, guys. In fact, I've run out of oomph. I think that's all my ideas. Oh, oven bags. If you have big gifts to wrap, oven bags, guys. They are reasonably inexpensive. You can get them just about any supermarket. Now you can tell I've had these ones for a long time because these are the Coles ones. They don't make them anymore, or they don't have them anymore. But for things like, okay, I have here, I'm going to tip you down again so you can see. Move this out of the way. Okay, a little cheese board and a little knife. So what I'm going to do is stick the knife in place. Just a little bit of double-sided tape because this will come off. If I can get the backing off the tape. And here's me telling you this Kmart tape was brilliant. I'll take it back. There we go. Just enough, just a wee piece to tack it in. I'm just deciding how I'm going to how I'm going to fold this paper to use. Okay. Into the oven bag it goes. And I'm going to push it right down into the corner, like so. As far down in the corner as I can. Okay. Now, it's not going to fold so neatly, so I am going to fold the side, like so. And then we will go. Now, do I want to do a bunch with the top? Probably. So I will fold that over into that. I've got my sticky tape. That. Like that. And there we go. I've got ribbon somewhere. And now I have to decide, do I want to leave the wire in or do I want to take the wire out? And I actually think I'm going to take the wire out so that it will have a softer bow. And just pull the wire out of the wired ribbons. Okay. Now, do a bow if you want. Do I want to do a bow? Really? No, I'm going to do it the other way. And we'll do a square knot. And then we'll snip. And snip. Snip. There we go. I could make a bow out of the tartan and put on it. I could make a double bow out of this little skinny red ribbon and then just tie that onto there. I could put a sprig of holly berries on it if I wanted to. All sorts of things, but it's an easy way to do it. Don't discount your oven bags, especially for hampers and things. They are really, really handy. Really, really handy. And because they're thin, they fold so easily, so it's easy to get straight, nice straight sides and curves in your oven bags, and they're inexpensive. Suzanne, the blank recipe cards, these particular ones I've had for a very long time from Kaiser Craft, but there are heaps of them available online. If you just type into your search blank free printable blank recipe cards, there will be heaps that come up. I do that all the time. These ones came from Kaiser Craft. but I do print other ones. I chose them because they're red all the time. Print them onto photo paper, matte photo paper. It's not as thick as cardstock, but it's a better quality. You get a better finish on them than on copy paper, and so they're slightly more durable. And if you're going to do a recipe book, some of them I did, I called them Grandma's Christmas Recipes, and I wrote out my mum's Christmas recipes. So all three of my kids have one with Grandma's recipes in it. And I actually hand wrote those recipes. How good am I? But you could type them and print them if you wanted to. They make nice little presents, little recipe books. But yeah, I wouldn't particularly buy them. The photo paper, you can buy photo paper at Kmart. It's very inexpensive. Some $2 shops will have photo paper, and it just gives a nicer finish and makes them sturdier for actually writing the recipes on, than just plain copy paper. Depending on the template you use, you might need to cut them out. I rounded the corners on these. I've got a corner rounder, and I rounded the corners on them just to make them a little neater. But yeah, that's where they came from. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry about the muddle last night. I did clean up the mess though. It took me a while. I did want to cry when I saw it. If you are in the middle of these storms, I hope you stay safe. If you're on the east coast of Australia, it's going to be wet and humid, so I hope you can stay cool, although it's pretty warm. I think 40s for Alice Springs. So if you're in Alice, stay cool too. I will see you next week on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, hit the subscribe button. A thumbs up would be appreciated. And until I see you next week, happy cheapskating. Have a great weekend, everyone.